Hello, everyone. Chris Santiago with MMA Island. Today, I'm here with the one and only Zangief himself, Gabriel Checco, ahead of Eagle FC 44 on January 28th. Gabriel, how's it going today?
How are you, my friend? I'm doing good. Thank you.
First question right off the bat. How did the holidays go for you?
Very good, very good. You know, everything stays. I was just training, regular training. I took a little bit of a break during the Christmas, a couple of days off just to be ready to start my camp. And here I am right now.
Mm-hmm. And you're headed into one of the biggest fights of your career against Rashad Evans. Before we get into that, how was the emotions like going into your last fight at XMMA 3? Like, how good did that win feel in October?
Oh, feels great, feels amazing. I was like I felt like a long break, and having that fight, it was a good warm up for this fight that is coming up,
Mm-hmm. And earlier this month, it was announced that you're going to take on Rashad Evans. How was it like getting signed by Habib and his new promotion, Eagle FC?
I really love it, as soon as I saw, they were having these events here, as soon as I heard about them announced, right, maybe around November or so, that was right after my fight, I was like, oh man, I want to fight for them, and right away I contact Ali and I told him, I was like, hey man, give me a chance. I want to fight on this new event, and that's how we started talking. And then I saw, like, I was like, wow, Rashad Evans doesn't have opponent, they never really announced. I think he maybe had an opponent, but they never really announced. And then they just like, oh, he doesn't have opponent. I was like, oh, that's interesting,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you know what? I'll fight him, let's go. And yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what was your first reaction when you saw Rashad Evans, the former UFC champion, on your contract? What was going through your head at that moment?
He's just another person. He's just as I tell everyone, I don't focus who I'm gonna fight, because every fight I prepare, for my best. I want to make sure I'm doing my best. It doesn't matter who I'm gonna fight, if it's gonna be, UFC Hall of Fame, Rashad Evans, or a guy that nobody knows. I always want to put my best, perform my best, so I'm prepared as always, to be able to go there and perform my best.
Mm-hmm. And I know you're going to try your hardest for this one, but, for him to be coming out of retirement, from 4 years outside of the octagon, do you think him coming out of retirement was a good idea? Or what are your thoughts on him coming out of retirement for this fight?
I don't know. I cannot tell too much, for him, for me at least, when I had a long, I think from my, previous fights until before my last fight, for me was a long break, not that I want that break. It just happened to, have some fight schedule and not happen and pull out and blah, 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 and I didn't like it, so like, I don't know if I will feel comfortable, having a break of, 3 or 4 years and try to fight again, but anyways, I cannot talk about, speak for him,
Mm-hmm. And what do you think of him as an opponent? Obviously, you finished all 12 of your fights. You have that win over in October. You're looking great. Your jiu-jitsu is looking amazing. But what can you say about him? What do you think of him as an opponent going forward?
Well, again, he's like a wrestler, boxer, all right, you want to take me down? You got to be able to deal with my guard, my jiu-jitsu. So I'm comfortable, you guys probably see me that I'm comfortable on my back. Mm-hmm. And if you want to box, let's go, who's going to have tougher hands, and be able to handle, on on the striking. I'm comfortable anywhere. The type of training that I have, I'm comfortable anywhere.
Mm-hmm. And you always win by finish, whether it's a knockout or a slick submission. Do you have a certain prediction for how you finish this fight?
If I don't knock him out, I'll TKO him for sure.
Awesome.
It's
Just like
all
your
my
last
fights.
fight, right?
It's like all my fights. It's skill or be killed. If he's able to knock me out, great. I don't think that's gonna happen, but there's no other way. My fights doesn't go for decision, so kill or be killed.
Mm-hmm. And you're always an entertaining fighter to watch. Obviously with all of those finishes. Do you think a win over Rashad Evans? I know it's just another fight for you, but do you think a win over a former UFC champion could get you like a contract in the UFC?
To be honest with you, I care less about UFC. It's a great name. It's the biggest name. Yes, it is. But I care less. Ego FCs treat me really well. I have a contract with them. I'm not looking forward to go anywhere. I just want to go to a place where they take care of me. So Ego FC is taking care of me. So I don't need to look for any other place. I'm not. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to, have tons of followers. My fighting is for me, for nobody else. So some guys they're like, oh, I see that actually happen nowadays a lot. The guys start fighting, they go to UFC and they forget about the fight, and they just, oh, I want to be famous right now. I gotta be doing videos all the time. Oh, I'm a UFC guy, blah blah blah. So they forget about fighting and they just want to be famous. They want to be an actor. I'm different. I just want to fight. I'm quiet. I don't like that thing about like being famous. And because you got to deal with that. So for me, it's different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that for sure. That's definitely a good mindset to have. Just to focus on the fight, nothing really else. How many fights would you like to have for Eagle FC in 2022?
Man, if I'm healthy, and God allow me to do it, I'll do my 4 fights, 3 fights, whatever. Like, if I go there and I perform well and I don't get hurt, here we go. Let's do another one in 2 months, or so.
Mm-hmm. For sure, for sure. Then you're obviously an amazing grappler. I've seen some of the names that you've competed against, like I believe Craig Jones, Gordon Ryan, Jake Ellenberger, Austin Vanderford. Is there any dream jiu-jitsu matches that you want to have in 2022?
No, whatever comes to my plate, I never say no to a fight or a grappling match. I'm not a guy that will be like, picking, oh, no, I'll fight this guy, but I won't do this here. No, no, no. Hey, you're a promoter. You send me the contract, we sign, we good. I won't be like, oh, no, no, I don't fight this guy or just fight this guy for $1 million, No, no, I don't care. Let's fight,
Mm-hmm. Being the best grappler that you are, what's your favorite submission?
Uh, I always say like I don't look for submissions. It's whatever they give to me. Whatever comes to me. I don't chase them. But I attack a lot of the legs. It's something that, especially for towards MMA, I don't think they work that much. But again, I don't chase for the submission. I let that come to me and make easier.
Mm-hmm. And your nickname is Zangief, like the character from Street Fighter. Are you like a big Street Fighter fan?
No, I used to play when I was a kid, but there was like, like I don't play video games nowadays. Just, I don't know why. I think it was fun when I was a kid, but like, it's not something that I like it to do too much, I sometimes even plan to go back and play that, a little bit, but no, I'm not a big fan of street fighting. You know, I played when I was a kid, but that was just a nickname that one of our friends, you know, he's a big, you know, uh, 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 he's a big name, like, you know, in Brazil. He recruits a lot of fighters in Brazil. He's a manager, you know, has a lot of guys in UFC, and he was just a kid, you know, growing up and going a lot of to shoot box back in, you know, in Brazil. And he saw my look and he's like, "Oh man, you look like the Zangief," and the nickname stayed, you know, with me.
Hmm. I know you don't have that much time for video games anymore, but do you have any more time for like other hobbies? Like, what do you like to do besides fighting?
Uh, I don't have too much hobbies, you know. I try to stay home when I'm not, you know, because I teach, you know. I have a jiu-jitsu gym, so like, you know, if I'm not training, I'm teaching, you know. And you know, and that goes by day, my day, you know, with that training and teaching. And when I'm free, I try to stay home, you know, try to spend some time with my family, you know. Sometimes I go, you know, shoot some guns on the desert, you know. But yeah, I don't have like a big hobbies or something.
Hmm. And I believe your like mohawk was black the last time that we saw you at XMA3. Are you gonna dye it again ahead of this next fight?
Well, this year, you know, it's from the Oliveira, you know. So since Oliveira came to fight, you know, we all, you know, it becomes, I think, since Kevin Lee fight, they all decide to dye the hair, or like the whole team together, you know. So when they were here, you know, they did my hair, you know, at the hotel, you know, just for us to be all the same. And he stayed there, you know, and I was like, well, I have a fight coming up. I can't cut it right now. You know, it's part of the brand. You know, so it's gonna stay like this.
Hmm. And talking about Kevin Lee, you know, I heard that he's gonna get paid like in Bitcoin, like the digital money. Have you heard about that? And what do you think of it?
Yeah, I heard about it. You know, again, I'm not into that, you know, Bitcoin stuff. You know, I know a lot of people nowadays, you know, they're very big into, you know, I don't know anything about it, to be honest with you. So that's why I don't get into, because I think anything for you to get into, you got to have knowledge, right? You just cannot be emotional and say, oh, okay, let me do what everybody's doing, you know. Um, so again, I heard about it. I don't know anything about it. So I'm not into anything about those Bitcoins, you know.
Hmm. And last question for you, like for the fans that are gonna tune in on January 28th, what can they expect to see from Gabriel Checco at Eagle FC 44?
Very aggressive, different mindset, you know. That's why I brought one of Oliveira's a coach and training partner here to help me through this camp, you know. I want to bring back the old mentality from shoot box, you know, what we learn, you know, how we fight, you know. And that's why I brought him here, you know, to change me again to the old Gabriel, you know, to change the switch and just be like a cold animal inside the cage.
Awesome, Gabriel. I think that's all the questions I have. I just want to thank you again for the time. Is there anything that you want to say to the fans out there watching?
I just want to appreciate, you know, all the support from my whole gym, you know, all my students, you know, they're a family for me. Uh, uh, like, you know, I couldn't done just by myself, you know. It's a big family that I have behind me, you know. Also, you know, all the guys from Shootbox back in Brazil, you know, every day we're talking to them, you know, like every day you have like, you know, a fighter, you know, say, hey, you know, take a look on this detail here, you know, are you guys working on this? So we're not here by ourselves, you know, not just me and him. We have like a whole team behind us, you know, supporting, and I just want to appreciate and send all the love back to all of them.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Gabriel, for the time, and I hope to best of luck to you on January 28th.
Thank you very much. Have a good one, my friend.
You too.